Hi, so we've come down to the river and we've actually got the speaker here, and this part of it is all about setting up. So there's not a lot to do, to be honest. What we've got is we've actually got the connectors that we talked about before. So we've got the connectors for the string and we've got the connectors for XLR. And then what we're going to do is we're actually just going to plug them in. We've got the adapters that go onto here, the connectors that go onto this bit here, and I can choose any of the 4 ports for any of the connectors. It doesn't have to be like channel 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can plug them in on any 4 and it works. So as I said before, it doesn't matter which one of these you actually plug it into. So all I need to do is just find the part where there's a part here. I don't know if you can see it. It's like a sort of bump, and that's also where that part is. And then we just click it on like so. And you see the way doing that? All I've got to do is then, like I said before, turn this on and instantly it's ready to go. Okay, so this is the XLR one, and let's just plug this in. Nice little clip there, so we just clip it in, and so this is actually connected to here. So this is now the volume of this microphone. There we go, nice and simple. Back. So one thing to bear in mind with this one, of course, is this input right here. So you can plug a cable directly into it. If you don't have a cable, of course, you can get something like this if you want to keep it really nice and short. So we can plug that in and then just plug that straight into your instrument, your guitar, your stringed instrument, whatever it may be. So this is now set up, and as you can see, there's no wires. So we've got the module here, and that's for these two.
It's a long day. Living in Reseda, it's a freeway. We're running through the yard, free falling.
Nice. It even puts up with my voice. This is good.
Yeah.
Sitting here, watching the world go by. Sitting here, watching the sun go down, and sitting here, watching the world go by. Sitting here, watching the world by.
So we've just got back from playing for a little while, and this is the battery that we walked out with, and with setup and all the filming I did, plus performance. And this battery has a little button at the bottom. You just tap it. It's still full. It's still full after maybe an hour, 2 hours, and you can go to 20 hours. That's really impressive. To understand this speaker, you really have to play with it. The possibilities are endless. You could have 4 different speakers and then have a connection for each. And you can actually apparently use one of these connections here and then send that to more than one circle, more than one of these dials. So you can actually have the same connection on 4 different speakers all around the room. But to truly understand this, as I say, you have to play with it. And I still do have 1 or 2 questions. And who better to answer the questions about the Kombo sound system than Kombo Audio themselves? I mean, I'm here, right? Should I ask some questions? Hi.
Hi.
For those who don't know who you are, please introduce yourselves.
I'm Dennis. I'm sort of CEO, administrative guy, mechanical developer of the Kombo system.
I'm Balint, and I'm a sort of CTO responsible for manufacturing and electronics.
And the space, just to answer that question, this is our showroom, center of Copenhagen, where we are doing gigs and doing concerts and doing a lot of fun stuff with a lot of cool local musicians. So that's where we're at, the magical space.
Nice.
Yeah, some would say it's a speaker. I think the reason why we created this was that there is a lot of options for people to come out gigging, but there is, whenever you do this, there's a lot of barriers. Busking or gigging musicians have experienced some. What we do is we take all the things that is considered doing and not playing, and we just sort of just throw them out the window, or at least we try to the best we can. We've taken all these different components, not just speakers, but mixers and preamplifiers, rethought how they can go together in a simple package that's just a good tool that musicians can use, and then gone about combining them in a good product that just works as a genuine tool for musicians. So it's not a speaker, we would say. Some people might say that, but that's the answer.
What would you say it is?
I think we're still discussing this, but a sound system that sort of encompasses that it's a PA system, it's an amplifier, it's a Bluetooth speaker. It's everything that you can do with sound
And effects.
and music, effects system. So everything you can do with instruments and music and creation and exploration and sharing of music in a live setting. This product should facilitate those needs. That's what we ended up with as a product. It's been a long journey as a startup here in Copenhagen, for sure. So we started, it's sort of a thing when a startup creates itself, so to say, that you have a lot of team members going in and out. And I originally started building speakers for festivals. I then later got Balint and Kenneth in. Kenneth's not here. He's a musician, been there for 20 years and really experienced in that. And that's sort of the three cornerstones of the creation. And then we started out raising some money with some really nice investors, doing a Kickstarter that didn't go too well. There's evidence of that all around the studio, of our learnings from that, and then just sort of hailing at it until we had a product that we could give in the hands of really good musicians, and they would come back smiling every time. Yeah, so the basic idea of the connectors is that they allow you to connect whatever instrument you want and automatically have all the effects and functionality you would want with that instrument. So there is right now the vocal module has the effects you need for that, some EQ, wireless functionality. All you need to do is plug in a microphone to a transmitter. And the same for the string instruments. It's everything you need for electric bass, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, and the effects you need for each of those. So it's sort of a no-brainer package. If you just want to get out there playing with one instrument, you don't have to think about what you're getting. You just get the string package because you have a string instrument, and a vocal package because of your vocal instrument. And that sort of makes the barrier of purchasing decisions a bit easier, but also the figuring out what your rig is if you're not technically oriented. You can just go with this one thing. Because that's just describing what the modules are. And the connection is this hot swappable connectivity we've developed ourselves, and also a pattern of ours. It's a way for users to connect whatever they have without thinking about channels or anything else. It's just a completely modular, we say like Lego bricks. Put things on, take things off in whatever sequence you want, whatever combination you want. So it gives that freedom, yeah.
We really wanted to take away the hustle the musicians experience when they set up a gig or they go out. And one hustle of that is the weight of the speaker, the size of the speaker. So I think that was a pretty important factor when the size was designed. But I mean, we were
experimenting for a long time. We just found there was a good ratio of power and good sound to size and weight, if that makes sense, for this user group. And of course, depending on what you're doing, you will want bigger equipment or smaller equipment. But for the users we had in mind, the people who actually want to get out and play small gigs and play small venues even, there's sort of a sweet spot where we thought that size just functioned well. In terms of the speaker driver, it was how big can we go in that size? Obviously, we decided on the size based on what acoustical performance we could get. Because we were able to do custom drivers, we were able to optimize a lot for the size as well. So get even more out of it. Yeah, a lot of experimentation. Tried 10 inch, we tried 6 inches.
We had two drivers in.
We had two drivers in one. A lot of back and forth.
Okay, so Dennis came up with the idea of using optics to transfer audio. But that's the interesting thing. So we did two things. We made a physical interface, which is built upon optics. And on top of that, we made our own communication protocol. On the physical realm, this communication protocol could have been implemented just with two extra pogo pins instead of the optics. There are advantages that gonna come with features that we plan for the future.
Yeah, so the benefit of the modular system that we've developed is there's a bunch of stuff that will come in the future. It's a modular interface and we'll be able to develop on it. And a lot of design decisions that have been made looking out into what modules we want to bring in the future. For now, the biggest advantage is that it's just so easy to connect stuff. The speaker instantly knows what's connected, and that can be worked with later on as well in tuning and EQing as we come out with future updates. First of all, it's a very easy way to do quick hot swapping, super modular things that can be swapped in whatever direction you want without any consequences. I mean, it is a part of rethinking what a traditional live system is. That instead of having to have a separate console, the fact you can slot on things, everything mixes up automatically, everything can be controlled separately as it is put on. That gives you a huge advantage that as a light packing, busking, gigging musician would really like. Yeah, so I think that's the cool part of the interface. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
The battery that we're using. It is an off-the-shelf product, Li-ion battery, super compact. We didn't want to get into making our own batteries. There would be yet another complications on top of doing your own audio protocol.
Though that was the first plan.
That was the first plan,
Yeah.
yeah. So talking in terms of development strategies, try to develop as little as possible and don't get overwhelmed by stuff that you can do.
Yes. Yeah.
So this solution was just a plug and play for us, worked really well for our application. We tested it extensively, worked every single time. Not had a single issue with it. So super lightweight, that's important for the packing up and easy to go around with, and also super powerful, met our application needs.
Cool.
And the capacity is just perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, we had some questions in the beginning, or doubts rather, in the beginning if it's gonna last long enough.
Yeah.
But I don't remember at any point during the test phase where we would be like, okay, this is actually not going to be enough.
No, and that's a proof that you sometimes should rely on experts in other fields. So we're working with audio, that's sort of our expertise. But battery technology is something completely different, and you want to make sure you use really good suppliers for that, so you have a good quality product in the end, even though you're not experts in the given fields. You can buy one right now, yeah. It's being manufactured by hand in Lyngby, which is north of Copenhagen. There we are, the whole team screwing together enclosures and putting in electronics, and then we do the final testing here. Around us you have boxes, and upstairs you have boxes, and all around the place going out to customers. The whole idea about the module platform is that the speaker accepts 4 wireless inputs, or these modules that you can buy, and it comes with 2. So obviously you can expand, but definitely the modules we have available right now, buy whatever amount you want of those to fit your needs. If you're a band of 7 people, you have 7 inputs on your speaker with each their own effects. So that's a very important part of it. No question about it that we're doing this because we actually see that there's a potential in changing some people's lives, hopefully, making life easy for musicians. It's definitely making the world a happier place. And I just think from our experiences, we were down playing, whenever we go out playing, people come back happier. People who meet us smile. It's just a good place to be. That's why we're doing it, where it's going, getting more people inspired to make some magical moments with music. We think the product does it right now, and we have evidence of that whenever people try it out. So obviously we just want to get this product in as many hands of musicians as absolutely possible and make as much of a change to the musicians' lives that want to interact with this type of music creation as possible. But I also think it's very important to note that we are staying a small company for a while. We want to be a company that can support our customers, a company that can help people whenever there's a problem. One of the ways we're doing this, you can say a lot about caring about customers, but one of the ways we're doing it is, I mean, like many other music shops, we do 30 days of complete return, no questions asked. We want nobody to be caught up feeling like they've been cheated or anything else. If it doesn't live up to expectations, that's on us. But up until now, nobody's returned any product, and we still get texts and very happy messages from customers that have been using the product with family or whoever, friends, having new experiences. So the slow scaling that we're doing is quite important for us. We don't want to be a Kickstarter company that goes out and crashes with bad reviews. So that's why the journey has been quite a bit longer, I think, but we're at a good spot now. So really ready to go. European markets, American markets, we just want to smash it and get out there.
Nice, love it, cool. So what do you think? This speaker has the potential to actually change the industry. And I don't say that lightly. The guys over at Kombo Audio have not just created a speaker, they've created an interface with its own protocol. And it took me a day or two just to figure out how special that was. You put this module on, it's got the effects built into it, it's got the EQ built into it, specific for what you need, whether it's a microphone or a stringed instrument. And I can totally see from being around them for a couple of days that they're already thinking about the next thing that sound system can do. In terms of a sound system, I am completely sold. I came back and then I actually did a gig the next week and I was like, I just wish I could just plug in wirelessly like that. How cool would it be if you just had a couple of them, stacked them on top of each other, and you've all got inputs so you can have the entire band. One speaker has 4 wireless connections and 3 analog connections, and you could have lots of different connections and a bigger sound for a bigger band. That'd be cool. You are buying into their ecosystem when it comes to connectivity, but they've really thought about the design. They haven't forgotten about manually plugging in. The fact that you could plug in and go anywhere, of course wireless, but wireless with a bit more power. Not just a little busking speaker, but it's actually a sound system. Being able to use that in a cafe or even a small venue. It means less cables, less equipment, less thinking about it, and just going out there and playing. I'm gonna make a prediction right now. I think these guys are going to go that way. I think this system is just going to take off. And I don't think it's the only system they're going to make. They're obviously going to have a look at the future, updates for that actual system. I'm just going to come straight out and say that when it's possible, I'm going to be grabbing my hands onto one of those systems and I'm going to be using that for my live gigs. I just want to say a massive thank you to Dennis, to Ballant, to Emiliano, to the whole team for inviting me over to Copenhagen and potentially showing me the future for live PA. Obviously, there's links if you want to go and pick up a Kombo sound system, and if you haven't seen the first video where we unboxed it and went through all the different sounds and effects, that video is right here.